something we all need. Gotta have it now if you wanna succeed. Striving, surviving, that's no doubt. Sticking together, we gon' find a way out. So all you young people, give it your all. So all you young people, give it your all. So all you young people, give it your all. So all you young people, give it your all.
Good afternoon, the Back community. As always, thank you for staying involved. Thank you for staying engaged. Tonight we have Miss Fifi. I didn't mean to say Fifi. I meant to say Fee, but I have Miss Feticia Thompson from Albany, New York, who is now down in Charlotte, North Carolina. Feticia and I go way back to elementary school, all the way on up.
Way back.
Way back, Blackstreet time. So, Fee, thank you for giving me your time this afternoon, man. I really look forward to diving into your story. There's so much about you and what you're doing that I really want to find out about. So thank you for giving me your afternoon.
Thank you. Likewise.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, man, I was telling my mother-in-law before we started, I was like, yeah, I'm going to have so many questions for her because of your spiritual journey and the work that you do. So I was like, it's going to be a totally learning experience for me. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. Well, teachers also need a student. We reciprocated, so it's fine. Yeah.
Okay. Well, listen, I know who you are, as I already alluded to, but here's your opportunity to tell the Back community more about Feticia Thompson, what you do, where you are. So I'll hit you with your first question. What kind of work do you do? Where are you located at currently? Here's your opportunity to tell the Back community about you.
Okay, welcome. Peace, love, joy, and abundance to everybody. And I appreciate this opportunity, and I'm glad to be here. I am originally from Albany, New York. I relocated here to Charlotte in 2012. Just to get a fresh start, new things, move my children and get something different. So I've been a nurse since I graduated Maria College in Albany in 2005. So I've been a nurse for almost like 17 years. I've been in healthcare over 20 years. Currently, I just took a big leap of faith and followed my guides, my spirit, my intuition, and I resigned my job in June as a nurse. So I no longer practice nursing at this moment. So what I'm doing is running my business. My business is Fees Focus Jewels. I call my brand Fees Focus. And that to me just means, like, for me, focusing on my destiny, my purpose, my passion. And that's how I came up with that name. And of course, the jewels part is that I make a lot of jewelry and, high vibrational pieces, as I call it, with crystals and copper and things, getting back to earth and back to like the roots of things. So that's what I do currently. I also have a radio show that's on with WDRB Media here in Charlotte, North Carolina. And it's a national radio show. I started that in June. So literally right as I knew I was going to resign, that opportunity was handed to me. It jumped into my spot. And that's why I'm a big believer. And I know that once you release something that no longer serves you, what is for you will come to you and effortlessly. So that's what happened. And I do my radio shows every Thursday at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I just call it a high vibrations. I'm talking about alignment, chakra alignments, and how to vibe higher, how to speak life into your life, affirmations, mantras, and those type of things to kind of like self-empowerment. And, I promote my business there, and I have the opportunities to promote other people's businesses. And I just love it. That's what I've been doing. I do a lot of local fairs, pop-up shops with my items. They have an area called NODA here in Charlotte. It's called North Davidson. Yeah, and I pop out there, and it's a very artsy district. So anybody who's out there is of their own free will. They're creators. They're creating, whether it's painting, jewelry, you can find a lot of things there, and it's very eclectic, and I like it there. It kind of reminds me of like a New York City vibe. But I also have an affirmation group that's in Facebook, a Facebook Messenger, and I've been doing that for probably almost a year now, and it's grown. But we just get on every rise, Monday through Friday, and we say an affirmation together. We talk. You know, I'm into kind of tarot and oracle cards, so we'll pull a card and just talk about it. And like, I feel like me introducing that to other people, because for me, affirmations changed my life. So I wanted to introduce it to other people and, you know, just see how it works. And everybody loves it. And it just sets your tone for your day. When you have control over the beginning of your day, then nothing else can happen. Like, you already in a vibe. So you can't touch my vibe. That's kind of how I feel. So yeah. And I have a website for my items as well. That's feastfocusjewels.com. So, but currently, and I got some more stuff in the workings that I'm now keeping quiet a little bit. Also, I think you had Keisha Phillips on here. We have Building the Block. We had our first event back in, what was it, September? Yeah. So we'll be working on, I know it's the holidays and stuff, so we kind of pulled back a little, but so I know she's doing a lot up in Albany as well. I haven't gotten a chance to go with her and do that, but I definitely, we still got stuff in the works, and we want to plan our next event soon. So.
Okay. Listen, well, shout out to you for a lot of different things. I'm about to run it back right now. Shout out to you for taking a leap of faith after 16 years of being in a particular field and realizing that you might have a different calling, because that takes a huge leap of faith to be an entrepreneur, to be self-employed. I always say that. So shout out to you for taking that huge leap of faith, because I know that is, I imagine that is scary, because both times I have ventured off into self-employment, I still kept my regular job, which I still do now. So shout out to you on that one. Shout out to you for something else you just mentioned too, with Building the Block. I did get a chance to come out down there in Charlotte and check both you and Keisha out for that event. Lovely event. Did get a chance to get some of those fee-focused jewels. It's shout out to you for that, because like I said, one, it takes a hell of a person to take a leap of faith that you did, and then two, to be secure in where you're going, and knowing that you're doing purposeful work. So like I said, man, I'm genuinely excited about learning more about your process, this transition, what you're doing, your affirmations. I think I mentioned on the promo, I was like, we're gonna talk about the affirmation hour. I did get a chance to actually listen to one of your radio shows as well a couple of weeks ago. So yeah, I'm here for it. I am here for it. Before I get into more information about your business, I got one question, because I always try to gear my audience is typically the Capital District, but I also have an expanded audience, because I travel a lot. I have a lot of friends all over the place, but I always ask questions that are near and dear to the heart to me. What part of Albany or the Capital District area did you grow up in, Fee?
What they call it? Crosstown? I don't know. So I was in the middle by the Boys and Girls Club, Delaware Ave, Morris Street, Dana Knox. That was my stomping grounds, and we got a lot of memories over there. My mother, I literally lived in 3 houses on that same street. My mother would not move off of Morris, on the same block. 55 Morris, 88 Morris, and 60 Morris. Like, we would not leave that block ever since I was 9 years old, up until I left her house at age 17, after I had my son. Yeah, I literally lived on that block for over 10 years. Like, so.
Hey, listen, man.
Walking distance, walk to school, the museum, one of my favorite places to go. So, yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, I always like to throw that question out there, because it's an icebreaker for me. Everybody is always from a different part of the Capital District, whether it's connected to Detroit or Albany. And I always like to figure out where were your roots started at there, because the Capital District is near and dear to me, regardless of where I am in the world. So, you know what I mean?
It had played a big part in growing us to who we are today. Like, no matter what your experience was, you learned something, and it made you who you are, a part of who you are today. So
facts. Okay. Well, actually, I'm coming back to your new choice of career as well. Is this obviously you were in the nursing field for 16 years. So I can't imagine that your new field was something that you've always dreamt of or always you knew about. But how did you choose this new career, or how did this new career choose you?
Okay, so I would say I'm a healer, or I assist in healing. I help others heal. I can remember as being 5 and 6 years old. My mother was sick a lot, and I'll even be honest. My mother was a drug addict. Okay, so it was a lot of times I had to take care of her, and it just came natural to me that I was getting up, making breakfast, even if it was just toast or whatever it was. So I was always that giving of me, and like catering to people and doing that kind of nursing thing. So I always knew I wanted to be in healthcare. I mean, it was first like a doctor, then I was like, oh, maybe I'll be a nurse. But I was always like doing for others. And I grew up in church with my grandmother, and you have the elders there and you're doing stuff. So I always was giving of me. And also, once my mother got herself cleaned up and everything, and I got back with her because I had to spend a few years with my grandmother, my mother was into very holistic and natural things because of what she had going on with her. And I just learned from her, we really didn't take much medicines. Like she would say, oh, well, you feeling a little cold, let's make this garlic and ginger. Like we went to natural, back to, the earth type remedies. And that was in the 90s, like that I knew about that. So that was never nothing new. Like that went with me for the rest of my life, even though, of course, I took the traditional way of nursing, and, they teach you the medical and, all of that Western medicine stuff. But I always was holistic and natural. So I would say that's still a part of what I do today. I mix up herbs, I make concoctions, I do oils and sprays and stuff. So that is a part of what I do with my Fees Focus. And I've always been creative as well. So I remember making like earrings and little stuff throughout my career, just for fun. I would do it. And I think when the pandemic hit, actually a little before the pandemic, I ordered like a pair of waist beads, which I love my waist beads. I have like over 20 of them, but I ordered some. I'm looking at this and I'm like, I could do this. Like, I just paid for whatever for them. I'm about to make me some. And I did that, and I started making bracelets, and it just waterfall from there. I just started making a lot more things, and other people wanted it. Like my family was like, well, make me some. And I said, well, shoot, I'm making money off of this. I can, and I love to do it. So I feel like when you love to do something, you're never really working. You feeling like, this is what I do. It's my passion. And this is my purpose because other people want it and I'm able to help them out. So just moving into that, I still love my best part of nursing. My nursing career was in labor and delivery, maternity, because I did med surge and other nursing sectors, but I always loved helping the moms have their babies, families. And I've delivered and birthed a lot of babies over my, I think 13 years in labor and delivery. So I'm pretty much a midwife. If I had to do, I could do it. Okay. So I don't know if you know what doulas are. Some people, it's becoming a lot more popular now, doulas. And it's, again, we going back to the roots because it wasn't no, doctors and stuff. We literally, you had this labor partner, this person that was your support. And that word doula literally means the server, a woman server. And so, yeah, like I plan on dabbling in that a little bit. My last nursing job that I left was for the county here in Mecklenburg County. And I was working for a pregnancy program as a nurse care manager. So we did a lot of phone calls. It wasn't no bedside hands-on mostly. It was a lot of phone calls, a lot of education, a lot of teaching. But I appreciate that job though, because from me coming out of the hospital and seeing the outside, the clinic side, the home side of what these moms deal with, it gave me a fuller perspective of everything. So I feel like that is actually gonna propel me into some other business venture that I want to do, which is helping support local because I'm here in Charlotte, but moms that have the disparities amongst being pregnant and childbearing, because I don't know if you know, I'll share this information. Some people do know. Black women, Black and brown melanated women are 3 to 5 times more likely to die from just being pregnant or complications from pregnancy because of that disparity, that gap, that, they just don't listen, or the moms aren't educated to be an advocate for themselves. So I want to be that for them, and I want to educate them. I want to have classes. I want to have yoga. I want to have meditation, like things, because a lot of times I dealt with a lot of women that were overstressed, father not in the picture. They're working, they got 4 other kids, like they don't have the balance. They're not grounded. They don't know the right foods to eat. So when you don't know better, you can't do better. And sometimes even when you know better, you still don't do better. But but I feel like if they had the opportunity to even know what to do better, at least it's there. And coming from, I'm a Black woman. I've been pregnant and I had issues with my pregnancies as well. So I know what it feels like, because I'm right at the root. And then being on both sides is like, yeah. So I definitely advocating for that as well. And I got some in the works for that. So, and
yeah, you made me think about a conversation. Honestly, we had a conversation last night about Black women, pregnancy, and doulas, because a friend of ours, her and her husband just had their kid, I want to say 2-3 days ago, but they chose the non-traditional route. I think that's what it's called, a non-traditional route. So they had a doula, so that they gave birth to their baby at home. So we just had a conversation about that last night, and like how it is. What is it? I think about $2,500 fee. We talked about the fees that the hospitals charge you for the services,
right. Versus
we had that conversation last night.
Yeah.
Okay.
So a lot of I see, before I left the county, I see that a lot of other states are kind of trying to incorporate it into care, having a doula being covered, because that's the thing. A lot of these women are lower income. They don't have money to say, here, I'm going to pay a private doula to help me in my labor. They got to just deal with what the hospital get, just the nurse, or, and they don't get heard because nobody is advocating for them. They don't even advocate for themselves because they don't know what to say or how to say it. And so it's going to be changes. I think it was a really big issue too. And I want to say it's one of the issues that, don't quote me on this, I might be wrong, but I want to say it's one of the topics that the VP of the United States wanted to take on herself, being a Black woman, understanding that the mortality rates for Black women were really, really high in the United States, probably the highest. Because women in Africa or another country, they don't suffer these same things because they're in a whole nother demographic. Like, it's something that needs attention, definitely. And I plan on working my way and doing some things to help in that. So
it actually, to be honest, based upon what you just said, though, your new leap of faith, your new career isn't so new to you, because you've been doing it your entire life. I never knew about the piece about, you guys going the natural route when we were kids, because I was definitely taking NyQuil and Alka-Seltzer Cold Plus, or when I got sick, and you over there taking ginger and
garlic, ginger. What else? Those are the two that I definitely remember, but all natural. Like my mother had herbs, and it was a company called Melaleuca, but Melaleuca is literally just the scientific name for tea tree oil, and tea tree oil is really good for a lot of things. So like my mother, we was all bee pollen and like literally I definitely applaud my mom for showing it and teaching me that, because that opened me to where I am today. And I have books upon books, and I study, and I just get in the what they call apothecary. I just get in the mode and I start making stuff and trial and error like a chemist. So with natural stuff though. So yeah.
Okay. Has one, this is a serious question, so I don't want anyone watching it to think that I'm making light of the situation. But how has it been being a traditional nurse to a non-traditional nurse in the world right now that we've been underneath a pandemic for 2 years, pretty much, in COVID? How has that affected you in your current walk? Because you got two traditional schools of thoughts. You have the holistic approach, and then you also have this background. How do you typically align there? How has COVID affected you, I should say?
Okay, so like I said, I feel like COVID has pushed me to go do my own thing, because I definitely seen the changes amongst the community, amongst the work environment and things like that. I'm glad that I left before they put this mandate, because I'm a non-vaxxer. I choose that, and everybody's choice is theirs. No judgment or anything, but I don't choose to put that in my body because I trust my immune system and I take care of myself. So with that being said, you know, I knew it was coming, that they was going to try to mandate this and do all of that. And I just don't, it's not humanly right. Like, we ain't gonna get into that, but yes, the COVID has affected me in that way, that I said, you know what? Yeah, I gotta pull away. I gotta go back to my natural self. And I literally had to give these COVID shots as a public health nurse working here in Mecklenburg County. And I seen eye to eye to these people. I've seen things happen, and it's like, what? So like, being on both sides of it, it affected me, as I knew I had to remove myself, because I didn't want to be in a position where I was forced to do something that was against my morals and against I felt like a hypocrite giving it, and I didn't even believe in it. Like, the patients would come and go, oh, did you get yours? I would be totally honest, no, and I don't plan on getting it, but that ain't got nothing to do with me. I'll tell you what the side effects can be. I'll give you the list. If you want it, then that's on you. And some will look at me a little funny or whatever, but like, I got my mask on. I'm safety precautions. You know, I'm not sick. I wouldn't come. Even when COVID wasn't here, I wouldn't go to work sick. Like, when you work in healthcare, that's the automatic, you know that you can expose other people to whatever, even if it's just a cold or a flu. So, you know, it's just about taking care of yourself and
no one was right. And no one was right for you.
Right.
No one was right for you.
So it definitely brought me to a even more natural space in my life. And that's why I'm glad I took the courage. And I said, I listened to my inner being, and it finally told me, because I was contemplating over a year whether I was going to keep this job or not. And for a while I kept the job and I did my business. And I found that I wasn't able to give my full focus to my true love. And like I said in the beginning, when you release something that is no longer serving you, what is meant for you will come, because you're making room. You got to make room.
Facts.
And that's what I did.
I always tell people that the same thing, man. It's just like, you know, and you don't want to be carrying everything around with you. Some things you're supposed to let go. Some people, some things, some places. You're supposed to let go. Mindsets. Yeah.
Right.
You gotta let it go in order to make room for what God has in store for you, for what your purposeful life will look like.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. All right. That actually is going to bring me right into my next question for you. Do you give yourself permission and space to change?
Absolutely. What? I am forever evolving. That's what I like to say. I'm forever evolving. There is no, and let's see. If someone says, oh, you've changed. Yes, I have. Thank you. I'm supposed to change, because if you're not changing, you're not growing. And if you're not growing, you're stagnant. Stagnation breeds death. I'm alive, very much so. So yeah, I'm always changing. And if I look different from yesterday, I'm not the same person you met yesterday. You know why? Because today's a new day and I'm elevated from even yesterday. Like I always say, today's the best day of my life until tomorrow, because it's going to be even better.
Nice.
So,
nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, my cousin Shaki always says this. He always say, you know, motivation over stagnation. That's been like our internal code for years. So you know, whenever we talk, we just always talk about
that. motivation over stagnation. Yeah.
Stagnation. Yeah. Let me see. What kind? Actually. I want to go there. Growing up in the Capital District area, I'm gonna bring you back here for a second, only because, like I said, I know we grew up during the same time period, and I always tell people honestly, I love Albany still, but I loved Albany when I was coming up. You know what I mean? It was just like, it was like, man, I can go uptown, downtown, crosstown. You know, I got friends on every part of the city, and I'm good. And it was just like so many programs. You know, I think you and I went to some of the programs together. I want to say, did you do Sponsor Scholar at all?
No.
No. Okay. Anywho, but I'm sitting there thinking that we had so many programs.
I was in the Liberty Partnership Program.
LPP.
I think at the college, it was at like SUNY.
Yep.
I guess that's where. Yeah, I was in Student Theater Outreach Program at the museum with Mr. Alan Weeks. Rest in peace, sleep in peace, ascended. So those were the main two things that I know. I remember that I constantly, and I went to the Boys and Girls Club all the time as well. But those were my three places and spaces that I truly, it put a impression on me from what today. Like with LPP, I was able to visit colleges and we did things like my mother would have never been able to do that for me. So those type of programs really, really helped. And I mean, I don't know what's going on up there now, if they even have those anymore, but man, I tell you that they were really good. And Student Theater Outreach Program, again, I'm a creative. I'm a Cancer. I got that water energy. I'm very creative, always have. So I love to dance. We dance, we play. Oh, in the LPP, we did the play. So I was doing acting over here. I'm dancing over here. I was always into something, creative. And I just loved it. And I think I did stop. So I had my son in 2001 when we graduated high school, Albany High. But I was in that program until, even while I was pregnant, I was still dancing. Like at the Black Fest every year, I was still dancing. So I love those programs and I definitely pay homage.
Listen, and it's good because it made us, and it was just like one of the common concerns that I think I've gotten from most of the people I've interviewed from season 1 to season 2 was that there's a shortage of those programs in the Capital District now, and we always like, what happened to 15 Love? What happened to the foundation of the Boys and Girls Clubs being what they were, Big Brother, Big Sister. I mean, you name it. It was whatever part of town you went to, it was there.
About that. I was in Big Brother, Big Sister too.
Okay.
I don't remember. My mother got me involved with that one, and it was.
Okay. But yeah, man. I always say it because understanding how things are now. You also got to realize how we got there. It's like we used to have an abundance of programs, so the kids always had something to do.
Other than what they ain't supposed to be doing.
Yeah, fact.
Right.
Facts. Yeah. Well, let me see.
I actually, hold on. I want to add something to that because when I moved down here, my children were my son. He's my eldest. He's 20 now. He was going into middle school, and my other ones were still in elementary. And the way I felt about Albany then was that I needed a better place for my children. Unfortunately, that's just how I felt. Like I wanted to be able to have them go outside and play. I ain't got to worry about this. And, schools, better, all of that. So bringing him down here, having him grow up here, I don't know if I would say I saved him, but I feel like he possibly would be in a different space, a different place. But he did go back up there for his senior year to finish out with his grandmother, but he came back not too long ago. So, it's very different. And, they need to bring that stuff back.
Yeah, I understand the transition 100% because, not only do you want to have a safe space for your kids, you want to have a safe space for yourself. And, we like, listen, I think my mother-in-law might have asked me because we brought her up to Albany with us maybe about 2 months ago or something. So, I always like to show people around. So, but she said, yeah, what would life have been like for you, Ty, if you were still up here? And, real talk, I said, after all these years, to be honest, I might have been dead. And, I don't say it to, to make light of it or to try to make it sound cool, but it was just like, I know everybody from the streets to the work world to wherever. And sometimes it's just best to be away.
Right. I felt stagnant there as well. So that's a big part of why I left. And we just talked about what stagnation do. So I said, I gotta do something, like something different. So.
Okay. I am optimistic about what's coming. I'll say that and I'll leave it there. But I do know it's still going to take some years, maybe about a good 5 to 10 years for the changes to really set in play. But a lot of it, you mentioned earlier too, part of the change is a change in mindset. not only just a change in your environment, but a change in your mindset and how you perceive things. Because
Right.
there's a lot of positive people doing some positive things in Albany. And, you know, but we also have to get everybody on one accord to get back to what a community should be like. But,
Right.
But I have a question for you. You seem like a goal setter to me. So I'm going to ask this question. Do you find goals motivating or stressful?
It can be both.
Okay.
I would say now where I'm at in my life, on my journey, they're more motivating because I'm one to pay attention to I give attention to what I want to grow. So if something is stressing me out, or, you know, I'm like, okay, let me leave that. I'm gonna sit this down, leave that here. Okay. Oh, look at the pretty butterfly. Like anything that will take my mind and put me into a good space, that's what I'm doing. And then I feel like once you do that, then whatever was troubling you and something easy, it'll release some ease to it. So at this point, no, I mean, I'm more so that it's more of a motivation, and I'm big on feelings. I'm big on emotional health, emotional healing. So when that's how I navigate my world, is that if I go on vibrations and how things make me feel. So when I feel good, I you know, things that I want more of that. The things that don't make me feel so good, I don't give it attention because I don't want it to grow. You know, you don't water the plant. You don't give it attention, it's gonna die. Same goes for anything that you don't want in your life. So
I like that. And Fee, it actually sounds like something my mom used to say too, man. She would say, Tyrell, well, y'all got a good wolf and a bad wolf.
Which one you feeding?
Which one you feeding? So she's like, I ain't never gonna let go of my bad wolf, because you never know when you might have to unleash it on somebody.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I'm gonna feed my good.
Right. See, that's why I don't want to get people confused, because I ain't all light in the love. I am love and light, but I'm sage and hood too. And whoosh and but I'm just saying, like, it's about balance, and you know, you gotta. It's a protection mechanism for us. It's a part of the ego, you know. But for most part, because I'm vibrating where I'm at, I don't even attract the stuff that is low vibrational or that I need to bring out that dark side. So.
I agree. Yep. I just had a conversation with Jose Castro yesterday, and I was just telling him, I said, yo, everywhere you go is like I said, it's gonna be good spots, it's gonna be bad spots. If you looking for the bad spots, you can find it. You know what I mean? But if you looking for some positive people, as you mentioned, you know what I mean, the vibrations, that's where you're going, you'll find that too.
Right.
You can stay right within there and be fine. Right.
One of my biggest quotes that I say, I don't know if I made it up or not, but what you focus on, you will find.
Okay.
What you focus on, you're going to find. So what you going to focus on? The good stuff or the stuff that you don't want? Why are you going to focus on something you don't want? It doesn't exist to me. Who? What? Oh, I don't even know what that is. That's how you got to move. And
I agree. Or not even just the stuff you don't want, but the stuff that you can't change. You know what I mean? You look at serenity prayers, like some of it is not within your cards.
I remember that. My mother, I think I know it because my mother used to say it. Yeah. Accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference.
Facts.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, let me see, man. Tell me more about spiritual attunement. What that service, what that transition looks like as you are helping others along that journey. Tell me more about that spiritual transition. I know when I seen you in Charlotte, you definitely had the, what do they call it? When you get rid of all of the spirits, it's the sage. So tell me more about that experience for you and what it does and what impression you leave on others.
Okay, so I'm gonna put this out here. Everybody's spiritual journey is of their own. And one of my biggest things I say, I'm here to assist and give you what it is that you may need. I say my gifts are not my own. Take what you need and leave what you don't. Go back to that attention. Like if it doesn't resonate with you, if it doesn't, then it's all right. Move on to the next. Find something that does. So for me, the journey is first going within self. It has a lot of what they call shadow work to do. So knowing your downfalls or your quote unquote weaknesses and whatever your triggers.
Yep.
Because a lot of times that your triggers should be your teachers, not your tormentors. So a lot of people, that's a quote from a song. I love Tony Jones. But so like my triggers are my teachers, not my tormentors. So if something happens and it's like, dang, but you know what can I learn from this? And that's how I feel about relationships as well. So on my journey is me going within. So making sure my cup is full so that the overflow is to everybody else. Because to give from a place of detriment or that you don't have. And a lot of people, this is a saying, and I know you heard people say, I give my last. I give the coat off my back. Not me. Mm-mm. You know what? What good am I to you if I don't have it and I'm giving it to you? That doesn't make any sense. So, I'm not going to give my last. I'm going to give where I can give when I have abundance, because that's how it's supposed to go. So first is going within, and like my affirmations have helped me so much. Like when you speak life into words have energy, power, vibration. There's Dr. Emoto is a Japanese doctor who did a study on water molecules and the vibration, and what they spoke negative to some water molecules and they spoke positive to some. And when you look under the microscope, it's crazy. You have to look it up if you don't know nothing about it. The ones that was spoken bad to were disformed, morphed, and just not like the ones that were spoken positive to were flourishing, looked like snowflakes and just flowering. So that just goes to say what you say to yourself and what you think and say, you become it. So for me, that's the biggest thing were affirmations. And for me, the mantras are more like fun. Mantras are little like catchy tunes. Like for instance, let me see. Let's sing my okay. That which is mine is coming to me now. That which is mine is coming to me now. What's meant for me won't miss me is coming to me now. That which is mine is coming to me now. My vibe attracts my tribe. I'm divinely aligned. That which is mine is coming to me now. Everywhere I go, everything I do, I'm attracting unconditional love and abundance too. Hey, so that's like a little mantra, and I made that up, and I just things like that. I'm always saying positive things. I even change my words. Like I try not to say not try, because I don't even see. I try not to say try. If you either gonna do it or you don't. There's no try. Try leaves room for error. So I change my words. Instead of it's gonna be, it will be okay. I'm going to do this.
I like that.
I'm trying to think like I just speak to myself every day, and I believe that's where it starts. Because we came into this world alone, and that's you have to be comfortable. You have to be comfortable with yourself, my watch, and love yourself before you can give that love to anybody else. Because a person only love you from a space where they love themselves. So I feel like if we all understood that, like this would be a better place for us. But we only responsible for ourselves, and that's just how it goes. Like
that's it. And shout out to that mantra too. Because I know I heard that on the radio show. I was like, yo, she got bars. She got bars. Yeah.
That's what people tell me.
I'm like, she got bars.
Made something up. But yeah. And it makes me feel good. Like, especially like even with the affirmation group, how we say the affirmations daily, and it's up to you to set the tone for your day. It's up to you to change. We are co-creators. Yes, there's a divine higher power, whether you call it God, whether you call it my inner source being, whatever you call it, it doesn't matter. It's the same, and it's within all of us, and we have to tap into it. We gotta, that's just how it goes.
I agree. And it's important, man. I think I understood it when I was younger too. But the people you keep around you can either motivate you in a positive way or a negative way. And I think a lot of times we don't give it as much attention as it really does. Like you may not be able to change your family. You can't change who you're related to, but you can change who you keep around you. You know what I mean? Especially once you become aware, once you realize, you know what I mean, the energy or the vibrations you get from other people. And it's important to do that in order to navigate this thing called life, because some people will take or bring nothing but negativity to a situation, and you got to be able to walk away, and you got to be able to say, this is not helping
for me.
Propel me. Yeah, or this isn't for me. Yeah.
This isn't for me. It's not helping my higher good. It's not pushing me towards my higher self and to be a better person. So I'm gonna release it. I do a lot of that. I release you. Like and I'm big on, I know it's a saying, it say, I used to say this before I got on my journey. I cut people off quick. I don't even need to do that no more. I'm gonna just keep vibrating on my plane, vibrating higher and higher, and they gonna fall away because they can't even breathe the oxygen that I'm breathing because I'm vibrating so high. People not even, and I've noticed that over the past 2 years, it's people that I don't even talk to anymore. And it's no, I still love you. I give you whatever, wish you the best, but you're just not, they resonate with the person I used to be.
I like that.
And sometimes people, it's a reason in the season. And some people just are not gonna go where you're going. And hey, maybe they will, but you're gonna meet me there because I'm not coming back down. That's how I feel.
I like we gonna elevate.
Right.
We gonna elevate. We gonna elevate together. We gonna elevate alone, or we gonna leave each other.
Right.
Okay. All right. Let me see. I got a question for you. This has become one of my favorite questions for season 2. What does success look like for you? How do you define success?
Happiness.
I like it.
Being happy. I know it sounds so simple. It's not about, for me, money, clothes, what you have, material things. If you're happy, genuinely, and that happiness must come from within first. Because I'm not responsible to make anybody else happy. Like, I'm sure you even know you're happy and your wife happy. And when y'all come together, y'all even more happy. You know, that's how it should be. So happiness to me is success, being happy, healthy, and wealth. And wealth is not only about money, but wealth is, you could be wealthy in peace. I'm wealthy in peace. I am so at peace. I'm wealthy in love because I love me and I can pour the love onto others. So for me, that's what success looks like, is being happy.
Okay. Okay. And I actually, let me see if I can find it, because like I said, that question has resonated differently for every last one of my guests too. But I'm gonna go a little bit further on the question and say this: has your definition of success changed over the years?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, you look, I grew up in the hood. I grew up in a single mother household, single parent household. My mother was sick most of my life, my childhood and teenage life. So for me, of course I dealt with what I had to deal with. That seemed normal to me. But then you look around, or even on TV, what you see on TV, houses and cars, or people, they getting everything they want. It's like, oh, is that success? Is that what it's supposed to look like? Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know. But that's what I thought, and that's why, I'm like, okay, I'm only one in my mother's children to go to college and get a career and get, college degrees. So I felt like that's what I had to do to not only be successful, but to get out of the situations that they like. I seen, I have older brothers, and I'm sure they known in the streets in Albany, New York. And, they didn't live such, I don't know the word for it. I don't want to say good or bad, because that's a perspective. But yeah, so the lives they live, they back and forth out of prison and doing this and that. And I know that I did not want that. I did not want to be involved in drugs. I didn't want to take the drugs. I didn't want to be a drug addict. I didn't want to sell the drugs. I had to remove myself to be better for me. And then, once I had my son, even more. But yeah, I just feel like, yes, the success then to me was like, okay, let me house, car, good job, career. Mm-hmm. And of course, even if that didn't make you happy, even though I say I love nursing, I love what I did. So I wouldn't say I wasn't happy. But the happy didn't come first. Like, oh, success means I'm happy. It came like, oh, I need money. I need a career. I need a house, you know. But I feel like when you're happy and you follow that purpose and passion, the rest of that will find you. Your money will find you. The abundance will find you when you.
And you should never chase, you know what I mean? You should never chase, well, actually, like, once again, it varies from person to person.
Right.
I'm gonna speak for Tyrell Lee Hughes, all right? So, you know, never chase, you know what I mean? One, don't chase things that other people have, you know what I mean? Because you don't know what they had to do to go ahead and get it, you know what I mean? Realize that, you know what I mean, your spiritual power, your God has a purpose and a plan for you. Find your purpose, you know what I mean? And be happy along the way. Don't wait until you get to this end result to be happy. Be happy even in your negative experiences. Be happy in your positive experiences. Don't get too high with the highs or don't get too low with the lows. And realize that ultimately you should be looking for your evolution of yourself on this journey, because that's why I followed up.
Right. For me, it's not even no end. There's no end. This is the journey, is the destination. Like right now is what is about. What happened yesterday happened. What's gonna happen, you don't even know. So when you live for now, which I came with an acronym, never opportunity wasted. When you live for now, you living in the best moment because you living for now. And what it was to come will come, and what already happened, why worry about it? Because you can't change it. So I really feel like the journey is the destination. And I say I don't chase, I attract. I ain't chasing nothing, because what's come, just like the radio thing came to me after I made a decision to leave my career job. I didn't chase that. Now it's, and I don't like to say random because everything happened for a reason. So it's a coincidence, but it's not, because it's a cooperative incident. So when something happened like that, it's like, oh, okay, I attracted this to me. You attract things to you according to the vibration that you on. So you vibing high and things, you know, you happy, success, and you're giving attention to the things that make you feel good and you love, then that's what's gonna come to you. And on the other end, same thing.
Okay. So. Let me say this too, because you're in probably my favorite city in the United States. You know, I've traveled a lot of places, but people that know me, they know I love.
Does it have to do with that JCSU?
Yes, it does have to do with that, baby. Yes, it does. You know, I was really excited to see you on the campus of Johnson C. Smith, having a booth there, because one, I think the services that you're offering, you know what I mean, being able to help people connect to their higher being, being able to help people to realize that vibrations exist, understanding your spirituality, who you are, is important. And, you know, when I seen it, it was like, I seen you posted up there, and I might've seen something in the background. I'm like, that's Johnson C. Smith. She's at Johnson C. Smith. I said, that's the tennis courts right there. I know those courts.
You remember that. So that came to me as well. And like I say, I didn't chase it. Literally, I was in NODA, and one of the students, I guess it was for her to get like nominated for something, I forget, but she asked, you know, oh, well, can some of y'all come and vend at my event? And see, I just attracted that. She came to us and we was like, of course, yeah, we'll come. And, you know, there was no fee or anything. And, you know, I'm always about networking. So some of my events, I may not make a lot of money, but again, that's not my all end goal. My goal is to reach people and to make a difference in their life. So whether I remember one time, and I don't know if I'm going for tangent, I probably am. I met a lady in NODA, and she came to my table, and she loved everything. And but I could tell in her spit, she just was not right. Like she was gonna cry, like something was going on. And we just started talking, and she let out what was going on with her, started crying, and we talked, and you know, it just was so heartfelt. It almost made me cry. And I got up, I gave her a hug. I'm like, it's okay. You may not be able to buy nothing now, but whenever, you know, when you're ready and, you know, things are better for you, come back and see me. Do you know that lady came back within a week and she spent over $100 with me? So just that interaction, that was more powerful to me than her coming even circulate her money with me. Nothing. So like just moments like that, that's what I'm in this for. Like just to make somebody they better, and for them to pass it along. Whatever, if I made you feel away, pay it forward. Like, say something kind to somebody else. Like, it's certain things that just happen and even in my nursing career, that's how it's been. Like, I've gotten so many compliments, gifts, and everything from my patients and families because the type of care that I give. Like, I'm just I don't know what to say. I know it's my purpose. I know it's my purpose, and I'm here for it.
I like it. Mm-hmm. Listen, man, I'm gonna hit you with about 2 more questions, and I'm gonna let you go. What about your life's path are you most proud of, Fee?
I'm most proud of. Gosh, it's a lot. I would say me being a high school student, finishing up a program in high school to be a nursing assistant, CNA, while pregnant. 6 months after that, still, I moved out of my mom's house by myself, not even 18 yet. Was I 18? No, I wasn't 18 yet. And going to college, still with a baby on my hip. In college, got pregnant again, still went across that stage and graduated nursing school and with barely no time off. Like, I literally had a baby and a week later I had to go back to school because I'm like, I ain't waiting another year to do this because that was how it was. So for me, I'm very resilient, determined. I've always been that. I'm into numerology. My life path is 1. So I'm a leader and I just go get, whatever is mine. So I feel like that was big for me to be able to do that on my own, to leave out and follow what I was called to do at that time. So that was big for me, being a teenage mom and being able to graduate from high school still and go to college and still have a baby, take care of a household, and and I believe that molded me even more, being a mom during that.
I like that. And that's a major accomplishment, my friend. It's a major accomplishment, a major sacrifice. And at the same time, I just turned 38. It's like, we're still learning about ourselves, right? So imagine having to care for other individuals and still push yourself to acquire, education, school goals, wants, So that's a major accomplishment. Shout out to you for that one.
Thank you.
And I wouldn't be me if I just let it go underneath the radar if it was normal, because it's not normal. So shout out to you for that one.
Thank you.
And let me see. One more question after this. I'm going to ask this one because I know you mentioned a book earlier today, and I can only imagine that you come across a lot of information. So, Miss Feticia Thompson, are there any resources like apps, books, podcasts, social media accounts that you follow that inspire you or motivate you that you would like to share with the BAC community?
Absolutely. So where am I start? Social media. Instagram. There is a woman. Well, I actually figured her out through her now husband through music, because I listen to a lot of affirmation music. I listen to Spotify. His name is Londrell. His wife's name is Dr. Shelly Ann, and I can't say her last name, but it's like good job for her. I don't know. She's from Trinidad, Tobago, but I follow her because she's just so powerful, and like the things she speaks about, and just, I don't know, I just resonate with her a lot. And I really love how she talks, what she talks about, and it's about women empowerment and the things that she's been through. So I really love her. I love her husband's music, which is Londrell. I listen to Toni Jones, Toni Jones. She's an affirmation artist. Actually, right now I'm reading this book, Higher. That's why I said that earlier, Vibrate Higher. And this is by Lala Delia. She's really good. I really like her. Abraham Hicks. I listen to a lot of that Abraham Hicks on YouTube, and I have some of their books with Esther Hicks, and so they talk a lot about the power within self, source energy. So I get a lot of that from that. Also reading a book, right? Well, I read the book. It's like some books I love because I always go back even more. I just let me read this, and that it's a revolving door. Radical Awakening by Dr. Shafali. And that is a very empowering book for, I think, all people, but women especially. And she just talks about taking your power back. And Radical Awakening, turn pain into power, embrace your truth, and live free. So she's won a New York bestseller. So that's the book as well that I'm reading. And that's all I share for right now. I mean, I'm looking at my bookshelf right now, like, which one should I talk about? But I'm really into, crystals and chakras. So I got a lot of those books, and I studied the crystals and chakra healing and alignment and things like that as well. So.
Okay.
And so you can follow me because I'm an inspiration as well.
There you go. And so, tell us where we can follow you at. It's gonna be all over the promotion for when I do put it out there. But please tell us where we can follow you at. We have feesfocusjewels.com, but where else can we follow you online at?
Okay, so Instagram and Facebook, I'm Conscious Universe. So that's spelled CONSCIOUS_Universe. You can find that on Instagram and on Facebook. And on my Instagram, if you have Instagram, it's easy because I have a link tree. Just go on my bio, click the link tree. Anything that you can do, my website, my group that I do affirmations with, my radio show, links to certain things, it's all there. So also my business page is in that link. So just follow at Conscious Universe, and then you could get the business page from there. And if you concerned or like, that name, so we know what conscious means. Everything has consciousness. We know where we're here. We know we do. A plant has consciousness. It grows towards the sun. So everything has consciousness. So I felt like my journey was me awakening and becoming conscious. And yoni is actually a womb, the woman's womb, uterus, the female reproductive organs. And I do a lot with that as well too. You can find that on my page. Yoni healing, yoni eggs, yoni steams. So that was a part of my name. And verse, yoni verse, like the world universe, the universe. So conscious yoni verse. And that's the story behind that name.
Okay. I appreciate it, man. And thank you. Like I said, you don't get to where you are right now without coming across good information and being able to follow important, positive, influential people. That's why I brought this question back to ask you that, because I figured you would have some Jews, but I'm glad you topped it off with by saying I'm inspirational, I'm motivational, because that you are.
Me.
So
you.
Your vibration is what brought me to you and say, listen to me, I got to get her on the back community as well. So thank you for extending your time.
I manifested this,
Huh?
I manifested this,
Hey, listen, that's even better. I'm just happy I listened to the manifestation as it was, knocking on the door, you know what I mean? Because that's what happens to a lot of us too. You could be having doors that, we're supposed to go through, we're supposed to answer, we're supposed to follow, but we just don't. So, you know what I mean? I don't fight it. You know what I mean? I wait to feel. I get to feel, as you said, the vibrations. I'm gonna get that. When I get it, I'm all for it.
It's a go. Right.
Go.
Yeah.
Green light.
That's the same for that opposite feeling. You know what it feel like. So when something don't feel right, and there's plenty of times in our lives that we sat there and said, well, maybe, and then you turn around like, dang, I knew this was her. Why you ain't listen to it? That's our issue, that we don't listen to it when we first feel it. And I've learned in my years, the moment I'm done, or I'm leaving, I'm gonna remove myself, whatever it is, I'm here to protect me. And that's it. I know. It's like, as soon as I feel it, okay, yeah, this ain't, yeah, okay. I'm gonna see y'all later. And you save yourself. Some
people call it intuition. I mean, some people call it
gut feeling, intuition. I just didn't feel right. That is your inner spirit, your inner guides, God, universe. That's your source telling you, you better do something.
Go.
Right.
Go. Well, let me see, man. Here's my final question for you before you go. I wouldn't be me if I didn't ask it. What's your favorite place to visit in the Capital District and why? And don't just limit it to Albany too, because I think the last time I might have seen you there might have been in Schenectady. So I know you out that way too. Yeah. So what's your favorite place to visit in the Capital District?
I have to go. In the past 2 times I went, I have to go to Janika's juice factory. Like she got all the natural. I think she got 2 locations now, but like I have to go there. I have to go get me some fresh squeezed cold pressed juice. And there's a nice little plant store. Yeah, you see me. I'm into all the natural earth. And there's a plant store that's right next to the one in, I think it's in Troy. That's it, it's in Troy. And so Juice Factory is like, I have to go there. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I will take it.
Yeah, well, if you haven't been there, you should go try it.
I haven't. And actually, I get a lot of my recommendations from people just like yourself that I interview. I was just in Albany, Thursday to Saturday, Sunday. And one of my boys kept telling me about Umana. And so I finally got a chance to go there. Ethiopian restaurant.
What's that? I would like that.
Yep, Ethiopian style restaurant right on Western Avenue, right next to one of my other favorite spots, which is the Hot Spot by my man Vincent, a Jamaican restaurant. But yeah, so I listen to your recommendations and I really do go size it up for myself.
Yeah, so go get you some juice, get that immune boost, make you feel good. Yeah.
Okay. Hey, well, listen, the back community, we have had the privilege of having Fee, Miss Feticia Thompson, the owner, the creator of Fee's Focus Jewels. I cannot thank you enough. Thank you for sharing your vibrations with me. Thank you for making this a manifest to today's interview. And I truly wish you continued success for both you and your family. And as you embark and continue along this new journey and path for you, continue to be a positive force, continue to be a positive healer. And I'll play catch up with you next time I'm in Charlotte.
Yeah, definitely. You don't come to Charlotte and don't see me, sir.
Hey, listen, that happens pretty often, but blame the mind, not the heart. I got a lot of folks to see in Charlotte.
I got you. I'm gonna just have to follow the social media and be like, oh, he's here. Where he at?
We'll make it happen. We'll make it happen, man. But thank you for allowing me to understand more about your work, your craft, your life. Thank you for your vulnerability. And it was an honor to play catch up with you, T.
Honor. The divine in me honors the divine in you. Namaste.
Namaste.
All right.
I'll see you later.
Peace and love.
Peace and love.
Keep climbing up the ladder. Black lives matter. They matter. So all you young people, give me all. 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 Matter. Black lives matter. They matter. Black lives matter.